Hey everybody, I am Erica Joan. I am at Women Options Win on Twitter. I am an options trader, and how I options trade is I options trade on only quality stocks, and that is what gives me a lot of my success. I am also an investor, so I make long-term holds out of a lot of the stocks that I have. And I believe I have a real winning system for picking stocks, and it is really the basis through which gives me all of my options trading power. So I wanted to share my system with you and see if you all can benefit from it. Reply to me in the comments and kind of let me know what you think. I would love to hear what you think. But anyway, let's dive into it. We've got a lot to cover off on, and this will be a series of videos so that you can break it down into like 10-minute videos so you don't have to get overwhelmed by all the information here. But this stock system is simple. It is simple to pick stocks with the system. All right, so let's get started. So picking winning stocks doesn't have to be difficult at all. One of the reasons I think everyone thinks it is so difficult when they are beginning or when they have some experience with the stock market is that there are so many tickers out there. There are so many industries out there that you could potentially be involved in, and so it's really a process of elimination, trying to figure out like what you want to own and what you don't want to own. So what I do is I follow data, and I make sure that the data proves to me that that stock is worth being in. This is what I do. I don't have a belief that a stock will do a certain thing. I don't have a belief that a certain stock will take off because that trend that you're seeing, like a potential trend that might become a thing. I only act on what is going on now that is proven by data. And this is something that keeps me in profit. I don't believe in hunches. I'm not superstitious. And so there's that. I don't believe in a CEO that he's going to take something over the top when he hasn't already delivered something like that already. Okay, so it's all about the data, and the proof has to be in the pudding for me to be invested in something. So I'm not speculative. Anybody who thinks something is going to happen because of XYZ and it's not in the numbers yet, to me that's speculation, and I don't speculate. But anyway, one of the ways that I don't speculate, and that if I do have an idea for something that I think is a stock that I want to watch, the way that and how I track my current stocks that I hold and stocks that I may be interested in getting in later is that I have a Yahoo Finance account. And I immediately go into Yahoo Finance if I see a ticker that I'm interested in, and I plug it into my stock watch list. Then Yahoo Finance gives me data about that stock regularly. It gives me articles that I can read because of the algorithm. So this is kind of how I'm tracking my stocks on a daily basis or a weekly basis. If you are not into looking at stuff daily, that's fine too. But this is how I get started, and Yahoo Finance is free, so there's no really economic barrier to start getting in and looking at stocks. Even if you know you want to buy 2 years from now and not now, it's not a bad idea to start studying these stocks now, because you will have a tremendous amount of data if you monitor these stocks over the next 2 years to get into them. That might sound crazy to people, but being studied in something is better than not being studied in something. The second thing I do is I read the charts on the stock. This is simple. It's not as hard as it sounds. We're not reading wedges or cup handles or looking at those sort of candle type things at all here. What we are doing is we are just looking to make sure that the stock charts are going up. That's really important. We're not ever buying anything on sale. I never buy things on sale. I'll explain more about that later. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn how to evaluate from a really top-line basis the stock's financial statements. So this is really important. We want to make sure that that stock is continually growing, that it's continually making money, that it's not having misses certain years or certain quarters. Really important. The next thing we want to do is stay on top of trends. We don't want to buy stocks that are part of an industry that is shrinking. That would be bad because our stock prices are going to shrink along with it. So we have to figure out what stocks are on trend with what is happening in our new and changing world, because it's new and it's changing all the time. So to be in the stock market, I feel you have to embrace change. You have to embrace the changes that are coming and be willing to change along with it, or your money and your account value is going to go down, and we don't want that. The next thing is that I do is I primarily buy monopolistic companies and industry dominators. This is really important, and I'll tell you why. It's mostly because institutional traders determine stock prices, and institutional traders love these monopolistic companies. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and they're a lot smarter than we are. So I like to follow what they do. The next thing is look for a dividend, okay? Dividend stocks are highly valued in the stock market. There are companies and institutions that can only buy stocks that pay a dividend for them to be invested in them. Dividend stocks also tend to maintain more of their share value when there is a pullback in the market. So if that's important to you and you don't want to see your portfolio bubble around all the time, highs and lows, and it be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, you might want to look for stocks that pay a dividend. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cross-reference all this data together and figure out, like, if we want to buy this stock. That's what I do. I figure out, do I want to buy this stock based on all of those metrics? How many of the metrics is it hitting? It's got to hit most of them in order for me to buy. If it doesn't, I'm not looking at that stock. I don't care about it. There's too many winners I can focus on. I don't care if Bill down the street tells me that he happens to know that X, Y, and Z is going to happen and it's going to be huge. I don't care. I want to follow the data and make my stock picks from there. So in the next videos, I'll get into details on every single metric I've gone over here so far.